Email list building for 2026. Guys, I wanted to make this video. Usually I geek out on a Wednesday, but today I wanted to talk about a strategy that has been working for me for some time, is really very much aligned with affiliate marketing. So if you're interested in learning a strategy and applying it, the key over here is to apply it, but I want you guys to understand the logic behind it as well before we go ahead. So let's get into it. I'm excited for this video. Take it as a training, take it as an educational video, and if you do like what you see, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you get notified for future videos. I wanted to talk about specifically email marketing. Now, the reason why is I'm going to open out a whiteboard that I have, which explains my strategy that I've been following for the last 3 years. And I want to go ahead and explain to you a few things. One is that this is what I call a funded proposal strategy, which leverages a lead source to basically create a fund for myself so I can use paid advertising. But this logic right here is not applicable for everybody. So if you're just getting started with affiliate marketing, this might sound a bit strange, but it has come out of my experience of the last 14 years of actually doing things and applying myself and making my failures. If you guys know a little bit of my story, I have, been online for some time. And I had 6 years of complete failure where I was just jumping around from opportunity to another program, to maybe another lead source, to maybe another tool that I was using. And actually, every single time you do that, you enter into learning mode. And when you enter into learning mode, usually you take a lot of time to, there is a learning curve, right? So we want to reduce that. And this came out of a structure that I realized that there are two main skills that are very, very important with affiliate marketing. One is advertising, and the second one is copywriting to get those conversions up. And the copywriting flows into your advertising, flows into everything else. At the end of the day, we're building an email list, or we're building a list in general, whether it's through a blog, whether it is through free strategies like, Pinterest. You guys have seen on my channel, I have those strategies available. So in case you need them, the playlists are available for you. Okay. List building as a whole is a very important part of our day-to-day as an affiliate marketer. And I look at affiliate marketing as just being a bridge between having a problem that we want to solve and the solution is the product or service that we have. So for example, if you're interested in list building, this could be a video that helps you, and the product would be the affiliate commissions come in with the tools that we use for the list building, for the advertising strategies that we use for the list building, and so on and so forth. But there are two kinds of lists that we build as marketers. We don't realize this, but there are two kinds of lists. You hear a lot about social media marketing. You'll hear a lot about paid advertising and, people having drop shipping accounts and they use Facebook ads or YouTube ads or whatever it is to drive traffic, right? To drive advertising. And that is a skill set in itself. But there are two kinds of lists that we're building as a whole. And I personally build both these lists, and the strategy that you see on the screen right now is a way of building a cold email list. I'm going to explain to you guys what that means, but it is a strategy that builds a cold email list, nurtures them, and then takes them to my warm email list, which is also my back end offer. So I want to give you guys the entire strategy, or rather the entire logic behind it, and you can go about using the same tools that I have, or maybe tools that you already own. Go out there and create it. I'll leave all the links and resources in the description of this video. All right, guys. So I created a simple diagram for you guys to understand. This is done in Canvas, in case you guys are wondering where I did this on the whiteboard, but I'm just using it as a form of kind of explaining it to you, and then you guys can let me know if it's useful or not. Okay. So let me know in the comments if you think it's useful, and I will help you guys. So there are two kinds of lists. We're building a cold list and a warm list. Now, the definition of these two lists are very, very simple. Cold list is people that we don't know, people that are new to us, who don't know who I am. So for example, they don't know what kind of content I'm producing. They don't know my story. They need to learn about me in some way, shape, or form. So if I build my list, my cold list, with people using, specifically, I'm going to share with you the methods that we build a cold list, right? You have to take them through a nurture sequence. The reason why that we take them through the nurture sequence is because we need to build that relationship with them. Because at the end of the day, marketing is all about building relationships. That is it. The conversations that we have, everything is based on relations. So that is really important. So we understand, we build that rapport with the audience that we have, and that can be through various formats. Specifically, you can even leverage, for example, videos that you create, value content. So things that are really helpful. I don't want you to think about the sale. I want you to think about being helpful. And that is how you nurture your cold list to become a warm customer. So there are two kinds of lists that you can build. And many times you hear on different strategies when it comes to list building. And a lot of people focus on either only the warm list or only the cold list. But I'm going to be talking about both of these. So the cold list is usually built by customers that we don't know, or people that we don't know, but maybe have an interest in what we're offering. So that means we use paid social media ads, for example, Facebook, YouTube. These are all paid social media platforms which we can leverage to get them onto our email list. Now we might send them to a landing page or a funnel. It's good that we would send them to a funnel like this. For example, the traffic goes to a funnel, and a bridge page funnel is the easiest way to know whether your customers are, like what you have to share or are interested. And maybe you nurture them through an email sequence after that. But this is the format that we follow, right? And in fact, this strategy that I'm sharing with you, which I've been following for the last 3 years, guys, this is a cold email list strategy where I'm leveraging paid ads. So all of these forms of advertising, it can be paid social media, as I said. It could be solo ads if you're in a specific niche that you're using solo ads in the health niche, or maybe solo ads in the make money online niche. It really depends on which ones you're using, or even PPC ads. PPC ads are basically pay per click ads like Bing ads or Google ads and so on and so forth. And now you even have ChatGPT ads that are coming out. So there are multiple methods that we can use to get kind of paid traffic basically to our cold list and build it out. In fact, that's exactly what I'm doing right here. I'm creating a fund from this first step, and the fund that I use goes to a funnel, and in that funnel I offer a solution for that specific use case. So for example, I'm teaching somebody how to make their first commissions online, or I am teaching them about how to build an email list. Whatever the offer is, I usually have a lead magnet and that bridges them to a product or service. And then the point over here is not for me to make a sale. The sale is a bonus. The point over here is for me to build an email list. That email list will nurture my leads and get to know them. And this is where I share value-based blog posts that I have or YouTube videos that I have for them to just get a feeling of who I am and if they resonate with me, because not everybody will resonate with you. So this is why I'm saying that it's really important to have this nurture sequence available. And a lot of people do this even for their warm list, but I think both sides are different value ads that you can have. You can still go paid advertising if you want. I would suggest no one to start off with paid advertising, honestly. I would suggest people to start off with a warm list, but in case you do, understand that you're building a cold list. Okay, so a lot of the times people use solo ads and they don't understand that the point over there is, yes, you might get those initial low ticket sales, but your aim over there is for you to build that email list and then nurture them. All right, hope this is clear. Let's move over to the warm list. The warm list is people who have already been in contact with you. In marketing, in the past, there was like a metric that people used to use of 7 to 12, touch points before people actually make a purchase or have a buying intent. Well, this is changed. I think it's much more touch points. And therefore, when you are building a warm list, your warm list is watching a YouTube video, watching a Facebook reel, getting to know you on Facebook, seeing your content. And that means you have to put out different kinds of content to resonate with the audience, or the pain points that the audience that you are trying to, educate or get to know you, and so on and so forth. So that's why I put content creation, or content creators usually build a warm email list. They don't usually build a cold email list. So content creation is one of the biggest ones. Content creation can be on websites like Pinterest, Facebook, YouTube, any kind of social media platforms. Or I even added this, which a lot of people don't talk about, but when you retarget your traffic. So I'll give you an example about this. Okay, retargeted traffic to your page or your profile. What does this mean? This basically means that, let's say you've taken somebody through a paid social media campaign on Facebook, and now you're retargeting those people who have just watched a video, who have just got to know you. You've not given them an action. You've not asked them to opt into a list, but you've just boosted a post in some way. You've added an ad for a specific kind of post to build awareness or whatever it is, right? So you're building awareness with the paid, and then you retarget that to an email list. This traffic is warm, but not the warmest traffic that you can have. The reason why we want to have two lists very specifically, guys, is because email marketing is a very delicate topic, in the sense that it can get very technical. And this is the nerdy side of me coming out. So I hope I don't confuse you. But the nerdy side is basically going to be talking about the IP addresses that you're using, the email service providers that you have, the deliverability rates that you have for your email marketing. 2026 needs to be high because there's so many people always sending emails and you want to be inbox for those emails. So when you have a cold list, the percentage of that is much lower than what you would have on a warm email list. That's why I always say that have two different email service providers that would help you build these two kind of lists. Okay, so for example, you might use an email service provider like Aweber. Link is in the description, by the way, in case you're interested. Or you might use a platform, all-in-one platform like System.io, and that is something that you're building a cold email list on. And then you direct them, your offer, a service, or whatever it is, on maybe another service, another email service provider. And you might ask me, David, then why do you need to have two email service providers? You don't. What happens is you want to keep your IP very, very strong in terms of the deliverability. So if your cold email list has a good deliverability, maybe you can even just generate another segment to that list and put the warm people to that list. Or, like I would suggest, have one dedicated platform, maybe the best platform that you have. And I'll share with you the ones that I use. The best platform that you have, the tool that you have for your warm email list should be dedicated for your warm email list. That's personally my recommendation to you. Now, that might mean another expense, but guys, we're doing affiliate marketing, but we're also a business at the end of the day. And these are business expenses. So in case you want to take it seriously, I would say you can start having the cold email list for absolutely free using a platform like System.io, and you can have up to 2,000 contacts absolutely for free, and you can keep churning that out, and you send people, and then from those 2,000 people, once you nurture them, they go to a different offer or a backend offer that is on a warm email list. The key over here is that usually the higher sales and the higher open rates and visibility and longevity is in your warm email list. Your cold email list is just building the audience, because when we use paid social media platforms or any kind of social media platforms, it's traffic that we do not own. We don't know what people are going to do. But when they come onto our email list, we have a bit more control, right? They're leads that we have that we can send out an email anytime. And this is what we want to do with our cold email list, and nurture them, warm them up so that they can go on our warm email list. And that has the highest deliverability. Let's say you want to go for a launch. A lot of people do this I'll give you an example. Okay. A lot of people do this when it comes to a new offer that they want. Let's say a new product that they've created or a tool that they have and they want to launch it. They still want to build a warm email list first, and it's a white list, let me put it that way. And then they send out a broadcast email to those lists. But those leads are already aware of who you are, already aware of what you want to share with them, even though it's not ready yet. And when you do send out an email, the open rates are high. This is what people usually promote and talk about, but they don't say the difference between a cold email list and a warm email list. So my example, what I do in my day-to-day as a business, on the back end, I have a product which I focus on, and it's called the OLSP Academy. That is my back end offer. Now, it is a low ticket offer to a high ticket offer, but I want only engaged people there. Why do I want only engaged people there? If you guys have seen any of my previous videos, you'll know that the OLSP system and the OLSP Academy has live trainings every single week. So when I send out a broadcast email to those leads, I want them to attend those live events. I'm not doing any selling. I just want them to attend those live events, which means I need them to be aware of what they get and that they're ready and able to open those emails every single time I send an email. This is why the warm list is crucial. And I think you should always be in tandem, like kind of building your cold email list and your warm email list. This is just my opinion personally, and that's what I'm personally doing as well. So how do I function? I function in this manner where I use the fund to build a cold email list. I then send them to blog posts, to videos, and so on and so forth. And then at the end of the email list, they go on to understanding what the OLSP Academy is, and then they can opt in and come for those live trainings. When they do come for those live trainings, guys, what happens is now they are a warm customer. So they're ready. They're more accustomed to what I'm doing. They're more interested in what I'm doing. And now I just need to build more awareness. That's it. They have a higher buyer intent as well. This is the same thing if you're doing a lead trap, even like free Facebook strategies or Pinterest strategies or stuff like that. You're still building awareness. Basically, the cold side of that is you're building awareness on these social platforms, and then you bring them onto your email list. The people who do get onto your email list in that manner really know, like, and trust you already, or they have some kind of a relationship with you, which on the cold list they do not have. That's the difference. Now, the recommendations in terms of the tools that I would use is, as I said, you can use Aweber, you can use System.io. Aweber, you can get started for free for up to 500 contacts, and then after that you'll have to there's a certain amount that you're paying. I don't know what the pricing is. I can show you guys here very quickly. There is a 20 per month, or if you go for the yearly, right? This is annually, but monthly it's $30 a month or $15 a month for the light version. But actually $30 a month is what you need, right? So that's what you would spend up to a certain amount of contacts, if I'm not mistaken, and then there is some other volumes. I'm not going to go into the details of it, but Aweber is one of those tools. I would use Aweber, in my opinion, for a cold email list, and then I would use maybe System.io for a warmer email list, just because it's an all-in-one platform. I can build funnels, I can build resources that I can send them, I can build a course on System.io. So I want a warmer traffic on System.io, because also this has a different IP, this has a different IP. That's it. Now, the way I work is I build, honestly, I use Aweber for a specific kind of audience, but I also use System.io. And System.io, by the way, guys, has a free plan. As I mentioned, you don't need to spend money on it. It has a free plan, but it also has a startup plan. And I think the startup plan is the most affordable plan on the market that exists. It's very useful for you if you're building a cold list, and then you can take them to your other offer, or maybe to Aweber if you want to build a warmer list. It's really up to you. These are the two main tools that I would speak about. But for example, the way I function is, in one of the OLSP system or OLSP Academy plans, they give you a tool which is called the Mega Builder, and this Mega Builder is available only for a certain level of membership. I want the people on this list who are coming, who are interested in the OLSP system, I want them to be on this list. I want my open rates to be high. I want my emails to be high here. So the way I do it is I build it with System.io, my cold email list, as I mentioned, and then I take people through a sequence where eventually they come to the Mega Builder, and here is where I speak to them. And the Mega Builder, for example, which is a white label basically of Go High Level, and Go High Level has a lot of automations, and it's a brilliant platform, honestly. I'm using it to also automate my social media content. So as I said, this warm list is built with the Mega Builder, and this list is built with System.io. That is how I function personally. Again, if you're interested in understanding what the OLSP system is and everything else, and how do you get access to this tool, I'll link a video in the description that explains the different membership levels, and you can get access to that, so that you can do your due diligence and understand if that's something that you want to do. I hope this video was educational and you understand the different kinds of lists. So I use my Facebook traffic. I follow still this exact system, right? But I'm using my System.io to build this cold email list, and then I use step 2 basically with just warm leads going to the OLSP system directly. So in that scenario, I use Facebook, content creation, social media, retargeting to go to the OLSP system, and then that to the Mega Builder, and the Mega Builder then converts those leads into getting people onto the live trainings and so on and so forth. So I hope this was understandable. Pretty simple if you think about it. Cold email list, paid ads. Warm email list is free organic marketing, because people will get to know, like, and trust you. If you see somebody with a podcast, if you see somebody on YouTube, usually they're building a warm email list. All right. Even all my links in the description, guys, I'll go to a warm email list. They do not go to a cold email list. I use that cold email list purely for paid advertising. That's what I'm following. If you guys want to, need more information about it, feel free to comment below. I'll make another video as a follow-up. That's fine with me. But I wanted to make this as an educational video and share with you also the tools that I'm using, because on a Wednesday, usually I like to talk about the tools that I'm using for my entire affiliate journey. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Hope this video was educational and helpful. And if you need anything, reach out to me. All my details are in the description. I'm going to see you guys on the next video. Keep paving the way for your dreams to come true.